right, we're going.
Sweet. Hey, I'm Philip DiMatteo with First Team Real Estate here in the Rossmore Seal Beach Shopping Center. We are Southern California. I am the team captain here of what we've titled my team to be Powerhouse. It's Pipeline Powerhouse. So our office is about 120 agents. We've divided into 4 groups. It's a team effort of production, and they're going to have prizes and lunch and something like that on a monthly basis. But the real reason that I want to do this is to help my 30 agents to be the best that they can be and to just grow on their business. And so I'm taking this opportunity to help them, and also it will help me also sharpen my skills as I go. But I fortunately have just passed $1 billion in career sales, and want to be able to kind of harness some of that energy and process to help them build their business too. And so let's go. Here, let me introduce you to Tina. She's my backbone. So I'm considered an individual agent, but I do have staff, and Tina's been with me over 20 years and just kicking butt. Look at her as my actually my awesome transaction coordinator, full escrow office assistant. So my backbone, my bulldog. I don't know if she likes me telling her that, but we're bringing him into Suite 150. Hey, we got Rob Dorton on our team. Let's go. Our Zoom people will have to get caught up here in a little bit. So we were going around the room with our name tags. How about a quick little intro, like maybe a little bit, if you don't mind, just having open dialogue. You guys just kind of share exactly kind of where we're at with our business, because we want to have a basis and then we want to be able to boost from there. So just be open, if you don't mind, about how many listings you might currently have or have had this year, any activity, and it could just be quick. It's not like a whole long list, but we can get into pipelines a little bit deeper, but I'd like to kind of know where you're starting from, and do you have any current activity going on?
Okay. So this year I've closed 18 deals, and I believe the volume is about like 15,000 in volume, I think. 15 million.
15 million.
And I've done 18 so far. That's for sure 100% on the number.
Awesome.
That's
really good.
I have 2 potential buyers that I'm working with, and one of them I'm going to pre-qualify today. We're going to run the credit. I do not have any listings right now, and so yeah, that's where I stand. I just have 2 buyers and no listings.
2 buyers and no listings. Okay.
Hey, Francis, you want me to start it?
Sure.
Let me just do that really quick.
Thank you for sharing that. We appreciate that. Part of our contest is that we're going to get 100 points. So a weekly wild card for this week is to put 10 clients on the mailer for Luxury Magazine. So I want to help everybody get there, but I want it to see if you can write. Do you have a database? And this is for everybody. Do you keep everybody in a database?
I do, but I'm not on top of it, honestly.
Okay. Well, let's just start. I write everything down. Let's write it down. Put your 10 people that you can mail the Luxury Portfolio Magazine to. It could be mom, dad, past clients, somebody they're courting. It could be. It's a luxury magazine. It's a really nice magazine. It will go to them for free, complimentary. There's no cost to it. So let's take advantage of this no-cost marketing piece. And it's a nice magazine. Send one to yourself so you can see it and feel it. Send one to mom and dad. Send one to brothers. Send one to somebody in your family. Your core group. Just put 10 names down, and hopefully they can become clients or friends. In fact, you can pass this around. I'll keep one of those, but. Yeah, and so everybody go ahead and write your 10 people that you want to have that luxury magazine go to. All right, and then next, do you want to also tell us a little?
I'm Jessica. I kind of dipped out a little bit of the industry the last year. I sold a house a few months ago, but I had a good few years, and then when it got slow, I got a little bit intimidated, and then an opportunity came for me to do outside sales, and I took that. But I'm still doing real estate, as it comes up. I had a listing a few months back that didn't end up going through. It was a foreclosure, and they they ended up getting their way out of it, so that kind of fell apart. Other than that, I sold a home in Long Beach a few months ago for a friend, and I haven't really been pursuing it a lot like I used to, which I want to.
Okay,
It's
good.
just-
Yeah.
It's it's hard.
And you have time too. Is there anything else?
I do, yeah. I work outside sales. It's pretty flexible, so, I can, but it's, oh, God.
That's just Zoom.
Yeah.
I
So
think
need,
they can
you
see
know,
us.
I need
I
to
don't
get back
know.
in
Hopefully
the
they
game.
can see us and hear us. Yeah, I love this. I found this on Amazon, and I'm like, that. I'm all in on this because I love the digital.
What kind of laptop is that?
Well, this is an iPad Pro inside a case. Yeah. So that's another thing that I want to talk about is your tools that you have available to you and that you're constantly connected because like being able to have access to the internet at all times without worrying about Wi-Fi and things like that. It's like actually kind of key. You don't want to have to rely on other people. We rely on ourselves. So that's really good. Thank you for sharing, Ollie or Rami. I'm sorry, I got you confused with Ollie. How you doing?
I was gonna say, but I'm like, no, I'm not gonna say.
Hence the name tags.
So I just closed a deal last month, and that's the only deal that I closed for this year. But I do have a couple of leads that they're still in their early stages
Okay.
of getting qualified and stuff like that. I was in escrow last week. We had to cancel, so that didn't work. As far as listings, I'm working on 2 right now, but they're still in the early stages.
Okay, good.
We're still trying to.
So we have things in our pipeline. That's good. We're going to grow that, right? So, the more you have in your pipeline, the more opportunity you're going to bring into escrow. Name tag, and I know Ali, but put your name. We'll get you a name tag, and then we'll have Marcy's. We're going around the room just talking briefly about our production.
Absolutely.
Okay, go ahead, Marcy.
I'm Marcy, and I've been focusing on my farm. I have a listing that's going to be coming up in my farm. It wasn't expired, so I'm excited that I was able to get that one. And I want to start balancing my business and working for more buyers because I've been putting so much focus on my farm that I haven't been taking,
Recording in
spending my time and
progress.
energy for buyers. And I'm so excited to work for Philip. I feel like we're so lucky that he's the number one agent in Orange County, that we fell into his group and that we can learn from, that he takes his time, how much stuff he has to do. So we've got to make sure that we, make the best out of this.
Thank you. Well, we'll just backtrack to Ollie real quick. How about you? Where are you at?
I'm about to close 3 deals right now. Working on, I have a listing, closing that one, closing one today actually, in Cypress, and then I have another one closing in October. So 2 in October, 1 today, and then working a lot of open houses to get that pipeline going, and that's pretty much it. Got a couple of investors that I'm working with, and a few past clients that are looking for more investment.
Awesome. Good. So we got things rolling, and you're full time, right? Everybody's full time here, I'm assuming. Okay, good. So I have some good things for us in the works. So, Aletta, I've known Aletta. You've been here longer than I have.
Yes.
That's awesome.
So my business is basically farming and past clients. So I currently have 2 listings. One is gonna close next month, and I have one that I'm getting offers on, so I'm busy with that. But I'm also focusing on farming, but my challenge is actually the buyers. So to me, buyers are a little harder because it seems like we only have the buyer broker agreement for 3 months. And if you don't catch them and you don't get their loyalty, they go to somebody else. So you gotta be really on top of things with the buyers. So that's my challenge. But
Have you found yourself losing buyers?
actually, I had one but I'm not really focusing that much on buyers.
Okay.
But because I guess I'm not focusing on them, so, you know.
Well, we're going to change that because to be a great listing agent, you have to also work with buyers too. I think, because we're real estate agents, but as real estate agents, we're listing agents that work with buyers too. I think that's the best way to build your business because the listings are the generators, and the generators is a buyer delivery system into our listing. So in order to be a really good listing agent, you have to have this buyer delivery system. And when you have a buyer delivery system, they're either going to want to work with you or they're going to work with their agent, and anything is fine. But you have to be able to work with the buyers and sell your listing or any listing, because then you're going to own that buyer and help them 100%, whether it's your listing or any listing. But they'll stick with you if they know that if you know the market, you know what you're doing, you have your inventory coming up. There's no challenge really there. They work with you or don't. We work with the people who call us back.
Okay.
So, and don't get discouraged if they don't, because life happens. But that's why you fill your pipeline, and you help everybody along the way, and then they will stay with you if you're helping them. Joe.
My name is Joe. I have done 2 transactions this year, 2 closings, and I have a multi-unit, a 4-plex listing down in Escondido right now.
You do $7 million listings though.
Well,
Yeah.
we're working
Well,
towards
there's
that. I'm pushing more into the multifamily space because that's my background. So I'm leveraging the listing I have to get more investor leads for more apartments, and so that's kind of where I'm heading towards the end of this year and into next year.
Okay, good. Good. So that's good.
I'm Michelle. I'm a branding agent. I'm hosting open houses right now so I can get leads. Super excited. Thank you.
Awesome. Now, Michelle, question for you. What do you have when you meet a new buyer? What kind of marketing material do you have?
None yet.
None yet.
Yeah.
Okay. And what is the most important part what do most employers want from you when you go for a new job? If you were to go get a
Like
job somewhere,
resume or
resume, right?
Yeah.
Now, should we treat every customer as a new employer?
yes.
So we should have a resume for every new employer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I would challenge you and all of us, and we can talk about, and I plan on talking about, come on in.
Sorry, I'm late.
It's okay, don't worry about it. We're glad you're here. Is to develop your resume package. Okay, and I can help you understand what that is. But that's the most important part, I think, for any new agent and continued agent. Like for me today, I still have a resume package for everybody new that I meet. And then that way I can listen more than I have to speak. And if they're interested, they're going to read about me and they're going to see my track record or the houses that I'm selling. And you can have the same thing, Michelle, because I'm sure you have a great history and a story about becoming a real estate agent. So you explain that in as a new agent, for me, it was just a paragraph. First Team is proud to have Philip DiMatteo among their team of agents, and here's why. And then a business card, a notepad, and a hot properties flyer that shows some real estate. And that is the basic of a resume package because it's an introduction. It's showing why you are who you are and why they should work with you. Because when you are getting started, we have zero credibility with everybody, and that employer doesn't know us yet. And then now they're going to get to know us through the resume, and through dialogue, you're going to continue to build credibility and trust. Because we have to go from 0 to 10 on the credibility as quickly as possible, especially in real estate. So that's good that you're doing open houses. I want you to make sure that you end up getting a resume package that you can have with you at all times. I got a listing from a glass shop once, and I have a stack of resume packages in my bag, and I'm standing in line at the glass shop, and I was going to make an order or whatever it may be, and the lady in front of me says to the clerk there, I'm ordering a new shower glass door because I want to sell my house. Light bulb! I want to sell my house. Out to the car, I get my resume package, I come in, I introduce myself to her. When they're done with their conversation, set an appointment, got the listing. So you really never know where that business is going to come from, and we're always dressed appropriately to get that contract. You never know where it's going to be. That's how come, like, part of my email out to you guys is to dress for the photo, dress for the, be ready to, always be ready to sign the contract. And because you never really know where it's going to be. If we're going to build our business, we have to always be ready. So we're going to work on that resume package, okay?
I remember when I just started and Jacob was our trainer, and he told us that you once got a client at Disneyland.
I'm sure I did. And now I send my clients to Disneyland.
Yeah.
So, Rob.
Oh, so I'm Rob, I'm a new agent also.
No, he's not.
This year, I have a goal of selling 10 houses. I'm closing number 6 today, which means, though, we're in September and I only have a few months, so I need to really shake it and get it done. Half the time I'm a buyer's agent, half the time I'm a listing agent, work mostly in Huntington Beach. And I wake up every day and I'm just really glad of this job that I have.
Yeah, well, and those buyers come from your listings, I would imagine.
Some do, yes.
Yeah.
I also host open house, and I work mostly in Huntington Beach, so I know the city real well.
Yeah, hosting open house. So the buyers, see what happens is the listings are the generators, you know, for buyers and sellers. So we want to focus on getting that next listing up in order to build our business. Wendy.
I'm Wendy, and this year I've sold three properties only. I have 2 buyers that I've had and 1 listing. I'm currently actively working with 2 buyers, one of which we actually were in escrow. It was supposed to close August 4th, but she ended up backing out, even though we were going to get a huge credit because there was so much wrong with the property. My buyers that I had, both my buyers were from open houses, and my listing was actually from my very first listing I ever had their other property. I had COVID for 3 weeks, and then I was on vacation for 5 weeks, so I kind of feel like I'm just starting over again. I don't have a huge pipeline, so that's what I need to work on.
Perfect. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Awesome. Very good. And you have a resume? Do you have a resume package?
I do not.
Okay. So that's what I think most people need one.
I struggle with that. I have a, when I did the listing class with Bob Cattuso last year and did my bio, and I'm not real, I don't love it, but it's really, for me, it's really hard to present myself, like to come up with a bio even about myself.
Okay, well, we can help you do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
We just
Yeah.
we'll just outline it and ask somebody else to write it for you.
Yeah. Well, I have it on my website, but
Well, we'll get to it. I think it's the most important part, because people spend a lot of money in advertising and marketing. They spend a lot of money in postcards, and a lot of times they have no effect and no calls, and you're spending all this money. But if that one call does come in, you have to win. You have to close that. You have to convert it. So what I like to focus on here with us too is to have a high conversion ratio. How do you get to the best high conversion ratio? You have to go from 0 to 10 on scale of credibility as quickly as possible and earn their trust. And how do you earn their trust? Well, we have to be experts in what we do. So there's other things that we're going to be doing as well, is making sure that we're previewing our market area. Whether you have a buyer or not, we need to all those new listings. Let's see them. Let's look at them, and we're going to be scoring points because this is still a contest. But for over 20 years, I've done Fred's contest and it really is the most important part of our business right now to focus in these activities. So using the contest, it's fun for maybe some prizes and some lunches or whatever. But the reality is it's time for us to laser focus on our business so that we are doing the activities that are required to build our business and to get those extra 3 deals before the end of the year, because it can happen, it will happen. Now, you're going to have some what I call cash and carry, because these activities are going to be, I want to buy that house right now. Yes, list my home, I'm moving right now. I want to be moved by the end of the year, sell my home. Like that stuff will happen. But at the same time, you're building for January, February, March. And we want to have escrows in December, closing in January. We don't want to be dry for the first quarter of next year. That's discouraging, it's disappointing, it's bad on cash flow, a whole 9 yards. Because we are running a business. We are not real estate agents solely. We are individual business owners, and that's how come we go to the resume package, like present your business. Yes, we work for the broker, but the broker, we're all independent contractors. So then how do we build our independent contractor business? And I think that's another component.
And I guess another way to look at it is a listing or a buyer agreement's kind of like an employment contract. So kind of think of it like that. We are really being employed by every new client.
Every new client. That's why the resume package, because you're getting hired each and every time. That's good. Thanks, Joe. And then Michelle, did you?
Yeah, hi, I'm Michelle. I've been doing real estate for a year, and so which I love it. I really love it. It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun too. I've met so many great people here, and everybody's so helpful. So I do a lot of open houses. I'm currently, I've closed 2 transactions. She was a Beller out of my SOI, and so I've closed 2 this year. And so, and I need a resume really bad. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. I have notepads and cards and all that.
Yep.
That's great.
Yep.
Yes.
And then a quick little bio resume and a first team hot property flyer. And as you develop your listing inventory and your closings, that hot properties flyer that's a first team hot properties flyer becomes your hot properties flyer, becomes your marketing, so they're your houses that you sold. Because right now, before you have 8 homes sold on a sheet, maybe like if Rob, you have 6 closings on the year, you take those 6 closings and put them on one sheet. That goes with your resume package. Now, somebody who doesn't have 6 closings is going to use First Team's hot property because it's the same broker. You're allowed to do that. And it might just be closed properties, or a lot of times they're active properties. But in any case, you can, my hot properties are carry my production all the way through. And I have a formula that goes with that. So I'll have my year end for the whole year. And we'll do another meeting. We'll go through our resume package and everything. But as you get a new listing, you have a new listing flyer. Well, that new listing flyer goes with your other hot properties flyers. Now you're building on your resume package, and then grow it into a folder, a first team folder. So the first team folder holds your resume package, it holds your note card, your notepad, your business card, the press release, the hot properties flyers, those things. And then that grows into, when you have a buyer appointment or a listing appointment, you add a listing contract, you add a purchase contract. And then now you have your a listing presentation packet. And now you are prepared to sign a contract, because we always want to be ready to, what the department that we want, because I look at it as a business and I look at different departments. You have lead generation, you have meaningful home showing department / listing preparation, and we can talk through each of the departments as they go, but contract negotiating is where we want to stay in contract negotiating department. And there are things that lead into contract negotiating department, and part of marketing and activities that we need to be part of, and actually be part of it all the way through the whole sales flow system. But as individual agents without an assistant, you have to do every role on your own. First, we add a transaction coordinator just to help support. Now, that transaction coordinator is very important, because are they just going to collect some papers and tell you to do the work? Or are they going to actually help transaction coordinate, right? And so those are things that we can also talk about, is the support that we have either from a TC or if you can get to a duplicatable, repeatable system where you have pipeline management with predictable income, that's where we want to be. And when you have predictable income and you have a closing and then a closing and then a closing, you can actually hire a full-time transaction coordinator, which becomes a full-time assistant. That full-time assistant is now giving you an opportunity to buy back your time so that you can do more things in contract negotiating and prospecting. That is the trend of how it works. Real estate is it's a business that is going to either grow or it's not. It's not a job. It's not you don't show up and make the same amount of money every day. You don't show up and do the same thing every day. Either the things that you do, you will continue to improve on and you will continue to grow your business, or you won't. And it is so hard to not grow your business. It is so much easier to grow your business. So that's also mindset. You know, the more activity that you're doing, the more you grow your business, the easier it is. It's not the harder. It's the opposite. You know, because you have one listing becomes two listings becomes four listings becomes 8. But how are we harnessing those leads? How are we handling those leads? How are we converting those leads? How are we keeping track of those leads? How are we running our business? Are we keeping track of our KPIs, key performance indicators? What does that mean? How many people did I meet today, this week, this month, this year? I could tell you in a second how many people. I can tell you in a second what my listing inventory is and how much it's worth at sale price, or to me at the end of the day after splits, you know, and projected cost of goods sold. And you know, we run a business like a business, and that's where I want to kind of take it. But it's fun. It's fun because it's kind of like being in a video game and getting high score. You know, once you get the components and you get the formula down, then that formula just perpetuates itself, and then it's a fun. It is fun. And don't get discouraged. There's adversity everywhere. I broke one of my favorite mugs this morning, you know, and it says "Get after it," right? So that's one of the things that I wanted to share with you guys is like positive affirmation. You know, if you're spiritual and believe in the Lord, I've personally partnered with the Lord, you know, in adverse time and see my business grow, you know, and you don't get discouraged if a meeting doesn't come together or if an escrow fails, because that's just the way it is. And keeping our head straight and not letting things bring us down and not letting things elevate us too high. Like a middle of the road tone, I think is a good mindset to have. And to be thinking and to be like ready to you know, take on that next challenge. And there are certain times of the day that are more fruitful than others too. Like, and I've always said for me, my business, my money-making hours are 4 to 8 p.m. daily. That's daily. That's not once a week, you know, that's daily. After the grind of inspection, this, that, you know, we're present. You know, the appraisal appointment, the phone ring, you know, 4 to 8 o'clock, it's usually less inbound drama and more outbound setting appointments for the next day, organizing our notes on the day. Oh, I forgot that lead called me this morning at 10. Let me add it to my pipeline. You know, like, oh, okay, all of your notes that you have from the day, reorganize for the following day and set your agenda. And that is what's going to be good. And then we can laser focus on our contest activities. Okay, so let's transition into that.
Can I ask something real quick?
Yeah.
We know that you were very successful from the beginning, but about how long till you added team members besides just a TC? Like a traditional TC, like most of us use, just for one thing, not an assistant, like a paid assistant.
Yeah, so it's a growth, right? So my first deal, I did it on my own with the paperwork, one transaction. The second deal, I had an office transaction coordinator for probably 2, 3, and 4, or maybe just 2 and 3.
Deals or years?
Deals.
So pretty quickly you.
Yeah, there's no reason to not.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to get after, well, because I fortunately, Joe, I have never been without an escrow in my career. This is 20-something years. So from my first escrow to my second escrow in April of 2003, I got my second escrow before my first escrow closed, and then I leapfrogged for over 20 years. And so that's just pipeline management. So when you know you have predictable income, there's no reason not to have. Yeah. So when I knew that I was closing a second deal and I am already a business owner, then I see the need for staff.
Gotcha.
And so I very quickly hired Tina.
Okay.
And then made her. I don't make her. You know, she became At that time, I called it my glorified transaction coordinator, because she would be able to fill out all the paperwork, but in those years, I was still meeting with the clients and signing through everything. Now I have her trained to where she meets with the clients and she gets the information and she does. So once I drop an escrow on her desk, I'm getting another deal, right? So that's buying back my time. So now she's able to work with the other transaction coordinator, get the paperwork together, get all parties signed, make it office compliant. Like, she does all that for me now. That's why I call her my bulldog. Because that used to take me a lot of time. I would be on the phone with the lender, on the phone with the title, on the phone with escrow. I was making sure that and then back to the client. And customer service driven is the most important part. Like not just, so you have to be caught up on your file and then also update your client. And so, but one of the trainers way back when at First Team, I remember it pretty clearly, and it stuck with me because he did this gesture with his hand and he's talking to new agents and he's like, you get this new escrow and I got my new escrow and I'm gonna just cradle this escrow all the way to close and then start over again. It doesn't work like that. You get your escrow, but that's just one little component of your whole business. So we have the capacity to do unlimited amount of business as individual agents. And what we do is we grow with a transaction coordinator becomes a full-time assistant. And when you're offsetting that $300 to $600 a transaction coordinator fee into 2 transactions is $1,000 to $1,200, you apply that into an assistant, and that assistant is now, or add a couple, maybe a $2,000 a month. I'm paying my staff much better than that now, but I don't think it's too hard to get a $2,000 or $3,000 a month paid assistant to do these things. But you start with the transaction coordinator so that you're getting that time taken back from you. But the quality of that TC is kind of important. So you'd have to monitor, are they actually really getting signatures for you or just filling out paperwork? Or maybe you get the signatures for your client, but the TC is good enough to get the signatures from the other client back from the other TC, and then check it into the file, do the sky slip and everything that's required with First Team. Like, that's a big time saver if you can have somebody help you with that. So, yeah. And then utilizing other vendors for your help too.
Back to when you were talking about like when there's disappointments or setbacks, I've found sometimes I feel like that's meant to be. And like with my buyers that have either fallen out of escrow or didn't get their offer accepted, they were happy in the long run. Because the next house, because they, like when they got their house, they're like, oh thank God I didn't buy that other house. Because this house is way better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that
I don't
happens.
know if other people have seen that, but I've seen that every time someone hasn't gotten their house, they were.
Yeah, and on the same token as a listing agent, if the buyer backs out and it's the other agents and their buyer backs out, half of the time I end up selling it myself. So I'm never discouraged if it goes out. I want my client to win, and so when we have a listing, we're still marketing for backup offers too. So like that happens. I've also saved deals 3 times. I want to cancel. Tell me, why do you want to cancel? Yeah. Well, I want to cancel because of this or that. Well, okay, and did you know this, and this? Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Oh, you know what? I actually like this house. Let's stay on. 3 times I want to cancel, Phil. Okay. Yeah. What's the challenge? What are you thinking about? I'm on. Yeah. What's the challenge? I'm on. Phil, I'm so glad we bought that house. Because it wasn't about me and it wasn't about the commission.
Sometimes it's, you don't know, like you said, you don't know the reason behind.
The reason.
Investigate.
Dig down to the reasons for things. Seek to understand.
One of my first deals was that way, they wanted to cancel, and then once we got into the meat of why, they didn't cancel,
Yeah.
And I actually ended up getting them a $22,000 credit.
That's good. Yeah.
Or price reduction because it was cash offer.
Yeah, because getting to that,
Other times like this last one, I'm glad for her that she backed out.
Right.
Because it would have been a nightmare. For one, it was going to be a rental until her mom moved back here from my But I was glad when she said, no, you know what, even if they give me the $50,000 I want, I'm not going to do this.
That's good.
She was offered 35 and she's like, no.
Well, it's good that we have the green light to try to save deals.
Yeah.
Seek to understand, and then always look for other options too in case that's happening, because they're still probably your client, and then you can get them into something else like you did. Well, let's take a look at the contest, and I wanted to.
Oh, no, we have one more, Nancy.
Oh, excuse me, Nancy.
She didn't either.
Oh, okay, Nancy. You're hiding behind my laptop over here.
Yeah, so from hearing all this, I feel I'm the opposite of what he wants everybody to do, so don't learn from me. Yeah, so I became an agent since 2013 when I became a stay-at-home mom. So for the past few years, I was focusing on my children, so I didn't do a lot of, I feel I lost a little bit passion because I didn't do, that's when you didn't do, and then you kind of lost from there. My strength is, well, this year I closed the one house. I have a listing coming up right now. It's going under renovation. So that's in San Juan Capistrano, probably next month. A little bit concerned. It's towards the end of the year, but it is
It's
what it
something.
is.
It's in your pipeline.
It's my pipeline. So most of my pipeline is from actually my kids' friends, my kids' parents. Some of them is from open houses. So my strength is whenever I don't do open house very often right now. Like this year, I only maybe did one other than my listing. My strength is every time I do go to open houses, people actually love leaving their information to me. So. Joe,
Yes,
like
very good at
we did a
capturing.
couple.
We've done a couple deals together.
Yeah, we did a couple
One
of
was
deals
close, actually.
together.
One close.
Yes.
This one.
Did we do two with?
I don't know. I know. We
Oh, I
at
did
least
two
one.
with you. One was with
Yeah.
Noreen, one
Yeah.
with him. So the reason I teamed up with Noreen and Joe because they're good. They're much better than me on following up. They have this dripping. Joe has this dripping system, so he's very good at following up. But I'm just good at capturing information. Most of the people, they don't mind leaving, even they have an agent, they always leave information to me. But then afterward, I don't know what to do. I have a lot of people, it's like this much, but I just didn't do much with them, let them go, so I will learn
Okay.
from how to continue. Like my first step is good, but my following it up is not good. That's it.
Okay, good. And then we had one more. Just a little bit about your pipeline, where you're at right now.
Oh, okay. My pipeline. I have a, not really good, but I have this pipeline where I don't have, my problem is I don't have a system. Like, I'm not using follow-up boss. So I'm still the traditional, I use my notebook to go over them and over my phone. So I just want to have like really a good database where I can easily okay, what I did, what I said before. So it's just a matter of going over them and talking more. So.
How many deals have you closed this year?
Oh, I would say I'm a little on the dry side. So I had one with Marcy.
Okay.
Right now I have a listing. He's a seller, and I have 2 buyers that I'm working on.
Okay.
The offers for those buyers.
Okay, good.
Hopefully, towards the end it's gonna be better. And I have like two sellers for next year.
Okay.
It's just like they want to, the wives are gonna give birth, so.
Good
the time
deal.
being, stay put on the property.
And you're full-time?
Uh,
Or you can be if you want.
huh?
Are you full-time or you can be full-time?
I can be full-time, so I have a night, I have a job at night.
Oh,
So it's 4 times a week, 4 days a week, and then I have my little boy, my grandson.
oh, okay.
That's full-time for him.
Okay.
So, trying to balance everything.
Yes, balance,
is
yeah.
A struggle, that's a challenge for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and each of us, I think,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, we all have challenges and adversity. hopefully, we are all going to look at these things and laser focus into our business and hold each other accountable, I think. And if we can continue to have meetings like this, I've actually already preset a meeting for next Friday. I wanted to share with you guys 9 o'clock. Is everybody in? Yes. Okay, because I've asked Fred Nassab to join us and to give us the 5 deals in 90 days pitch. So that we can actually have some additional instruction. And after this meeting, I'll come up with some things that I want you guys to work on too, between now and then. And then maybe we can meet during the week, because I think that this would be our week for our homework assignment. I think is going to be our resume.
Okay.
And then come next Friday is going to be the real task-oriented drive of building our business, like coming from that 5 deals in 90 days. Because I think everybody would like to do 5 deals in 90 days. Now, 5 deals in 90 days is not the end of it, right? 5 deals in 90 days is just the beginning. Because 5 deals in 90 days can become 6 deals in 60 days. That was my goal. So I went through the 5 and 90 with Fred like 5 times. But even though I was doing more than 5 deals in 90 days, but then I was focused to get to 6 deals in 60 days, and then 10 deals in 30 days, and it can happen. And then 10 deals in 30 days for me was only once in a whole year, and then it became, every other month, And so I guess I'll just share with you guys a little bit about my pipeline right now. I'm at 48 units closed for $78 million on the year. With escrows, I have in escrow right now is 12 homes in escrow for $16.5 million. And then we picked up listings right now. I have 14 listings for $21.4 million going into the end of the year. So my production goal is to be at $120 million in closed business by the end of the year. And I have predictable income because I can see that there's 21 plus 16, so we're at 38 million. And so I still have some work to do.
What's the ratio of your listings to buyers?
Usually 50-50.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I could tell you exactly.
When do you do your calling, like your prospecting?
4 to 8.
4 to 8.
Well, prospecting is actually an all-day thing, but you really focus on the money-making hours is 4 to 8 p.m. daily. Yeah, so we'll get into a rhythm. We'll get. I want everybody to get into a rhythm and have a formula with marketing. Because then you're going to have repeatable. Like leads have never been a problem for me. With my formula, leads are not a problem. There are so many leads. You just get into the stream of where buyers and sellers are. And there's passive marketing, which is blanket postcards to people you don't know or in a farm area. But then there's live marketing, if you will. That's excuse me. Should have had that forwarded to Stacy. That's where the buyers and sellers are, and that's listing marketing. When you have a listing, you have active listing marketing and there's a whole checklist of things that we can do with an active listing marketing, and leading up to an active listing and marketing. But the listing itself is the business generator, and so we want to focus also on that next listing. Because that listing, there's so many activities that we can do with that listing to generate our business. That's really going to be a focus. Resume, pipeline, listing, and then we can dig deep into the checklist, the listing checklist, the marketing checklist, to actually do those activities that will build your business. And then the programs that you have to save the names and numbers, how to follow up. That's even more so. But we'll get that listing and then watch your business grow. Let's take a quick peek let's see how we're doing on time. So we're almost at 10 o'clock. I don't know if I want to be mindful of your day too, and I kind of time blocked an hour. It's an hour. I gave myself an extra 30 minutes. So I'm going to be okay. But let's just go through this real quick because I started looking at these, at each of these activities for the contest. And I'm relating it to the sales flow system in my head. So I wanted to kind of go over these with each of you and then help you visualize the sales flow system with these activities so that we can chart our course and keep track of our points. So the wild card is starting off with the mailer. It's the luxury portfolio. So for everybody write their 10 names down on their pipeline sheet. And not right now if you don't have to, but just think about it. Let's make sure that we get the 10 names. Before Tuesday, I want to make sure that we all get that mailed. And I'll have my assistant, Francis, probably help everybody if you need help to go online and get your names in there to get those magazines out. But I want...
We did this last year, like I did
Yes.
last year for the points, so I don't know if it's been a whole year, if I can do it again, like.
Yeah, you can. If you already have 10 people on the mailer, then that counts.
Oh, did it here?
Do they just repeat it?
Yeah.
Well, you have to. I
So
think you
they're
have to
only
renew
for
it.
1 year. They're there for 1 year, and then after that year, they had the option to resubscribe. But, so even if it's been less than a year, I can go and add 10 people.
So here's the deal. As long as we have 10 people on the luxury portfolio mailing, we're good. So we're going to just make sure that we have 10 active names, mailers on the luxury portfolio magazine, and we get 100 points. I want us all to have that 100 points. And it's good for our business, and it's a nice magazine.
And it's
So,
easy to do.
and you send it to your family, you send it to a prospect, you send it to somebody that has a nice house, you send it to a client, any of your listing leads, send it to somebody that you just met at open house. It doesn't really matter who you send it to, but we'll just send, get 10 names on that list. And I need to make sure that I did it because I have a plan to put people and always keep that maxed, but am I auditing that plan? No. So I'm going to audit my plan and make sure that it's being done because those are things that could be forgotten about or swept under the rug, and I always tell my staff it's follow up, and follow up again. So I'm going to do the follow up and the follow up again on that one. But and I can have Francis help do that. Francis is my third employee. She's admin with me. So and Stacy still keeps her role as my executive assistant, listing focused, licensed, and Francis is my personal executive admin support and sort of liaison. And everybody knows Tina, my bulldog. And then now
Sean's not with you anymore?
Sean moved to Chicago. Yeah, had a second baby and moved to Chicago. But we talk. Yeah,
That's great.
he's managing an office out there now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so he's doing good. And he's given some referrals back so that, we stay in touch. And then just a part-time financial bookkeeper / miscellaneous kind of marketing activities. So did I email everybody what, yesterday's email was kind of to get you guys thinking about your business and your farm area and a school district that you want to focus in. Was that helpful?
Yeah.
Very cool.
Okay.
Is the mailers, can it be like expires?
Anything. Yeah, that'd be a great one.
Okay.
That'd be a really good one. Yeah, especially because if you get an expired listing, they give us 20 points. Okay, let's look at this real quick. So that's luxury portfolio for this week's wild card.
So where do I put it, under Friday or just say 100 here?
It'd just be 100, and then let's just make sure the 10 go out.
Where?
Yeah, you could put it wherever. It doesn't really matter where you put it.
Well, once they go out.
Put it under Friday, that's today.
Yeah, let's do our list today, and then let's just make sure that everybody's registered by Tuesday, and we get our 100 points.
Who do we send the list to? Or do we?
Either if you can go on the website and get them all in, just you did it. If you need help with that, we'll get Francis to help. And I'm going to follow up with her.
Are you able to have Francis send out a link to all of us?
I will ask her to do that.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
perfect, thank you.
Oh, yeah, that would be the easiest for her and us.
We'll see if they have that option, or at least it'd be a website or instructions.
Isn't it odd? Because
Well,
I'm
I have
on
an
first
appointment at
place.
2:30.
Okay.
I'll get these
I went on
names
there and I can't find it.
uploaded to.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and then just read through these and mark whatever activities you do this week. Score your points, and then we'll turn them in on Tuesday. So good to see you. You're welcome.
Thank you.
We'll just try to do this in like 10 minutes, unless we talk about them. Office sales meeting. So I would expect probably everybody was at last week's office sales meeting. Okay, attend and submit the caravan sheet.
We did that.
Okay, and then receive the online testimonial. I just got another one today, so that's good. So that, just a little side note, that's very important for your resume to build on your testimonials. So if you don't have a closing or a new listing that's closed for a completed testimonial, get one. If somebody says, "Oh, I really like the way you showed me that house," or if you heard the compliment, ask them to write it down. That would be great if you wouldn't mind I know we haven't bought a house yet, but if you're complimenting me, do you mind writing it? Give me a testimonial so far, But I work for the testimonials at the end of the transaction. It's so important.
With the testimonials, where would they send that to? Like,
Google.
Yeah, through Google?
Well, and I can have you look at the email that I have Tina send out to all my clients. So I'm preparing my clients from beginning to end. So if they start complimenting me, don't forget to write that down for my 5-star review. I sure, when I'm getting hired, I'm saying, and they a lot of times are bringing up my reviews, and I'm like, and I would look forward to getting your review too, and always planting the seed for that for that referral. And so Tina can send you a link with what I do, but it's all the platforms. And then we have something called testimonial tree, and that's supposed to go to all, but I don't know if that really does work or not. I know I've experienced problems with it.
What I do with my reviews is I actually send them out testimonial tree first. And then when that comes back, then I take what they, I copy paste what they sent me, and then I send them an email with the links to like Google and Zillow, and ask them if they would.
They can post it, yeah. And sometimes they have to actually register and become users of those websites. Yeah. But if you're asking for it, don't be discouraged. They will do it, and you just ask.
Go to those. Is it the Google one, is Zillow, or?
All of them. Tina's just said a client that just posted on every one of the platforms. So that's probably Google, Realtor.com, FirstTeam.com.
Like you send the clients all the links.
Yes.
So they do all of them. It's not like you have to.
We try to have them do them all. Yeah, I've had problems with the tree, but I have Tina doing all that for me now. So whatever she thinks is best is good.
But generally speaking, the client does it on each.
Does each one. Yeah.
I just do Google.
So we have.
Yeah. Well, you want to make sure Zillow is on the list, because everybody shops Zillow, and you want, and Yelp. Zillow and Yelp, I think, are the important ones.
Google. Which one? Zillow and Yelp?
Zillow and Yelp.
It's important.
Yeah, and Google, Zillow, Yelp, Google, First Team, Realtor.com. Try to get them all.
Whenever I do a buyer's consultation, I ask the question that, I don't know if you remember the video that, I don't know who it was, somebody did about buyer's consultation a million years ago. And she always asks, what made you decide to come in today? Right? Like we met at the open house, what made you decide to come in today? So I always ask that question, and one of my buyers said, well, we looked you up on Zillow and we liked your reviews.
That's good.
So I was like, yes, it works.
It does. It does. They read. They're reading. Yeah.
Especially now, more than it was, say, 10 years ago or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the first things they do.
Yeah. Yep.
I think it's important to get it like right then and there, because once it's past clients, it's harder to have them come back and do it. That was a struggle I had.
Mm-hmm.
Can you please do it? Can you please do it? And I had to keep emailing them and texting them, hey, you forgot it. I don't know if you were able to open the link. So I had a hard time getting Google reviews, but I'm getting them even till now. Just the other day, Wednesday, I was like, hey, you didn't do the Google review. So I had a Google review because of this sheet.
That's good. That's good. I think that these can lead into some nice topics too for our group to, like, we can mastermind, open house dialogue and activities. We can mastermind getting that referral and things like that. So we can have like mini masterminds in here and group shares on certain topics. I think that'll be fun. So, and I'm looking forward to seeing Fred Nassam's 5 Deals in 90 Days again next week. So I'm a little past 5 deals in 90 days right now, but it's the basics are still there to do as much as you want. And I really hope we can all do 5 deals in 90 days. That would mean a lot to me to help you guys get there. Because
Be sure to put 5 points today for our meeting.
yes, let's do that. 5 points today for our meeting. And what ends up happening is 5 deals in 90 days becomes 20 deals at the end of the year, because that's 4 quarters, 5 deals in 90 days. And I think 20 deals is good. And if we can all keep that mindset of never being without an escrow, All right, let's keep going. So previewing properties, I think, is going to be really important for that activity, because you're going to gain all that product knowledge, and we're going to score points. 1 point per house. Just see as many houses as you can in as many cities as possible. It doesn't even matter if it's not just your farm, because have car will travel, right? So you go preview a property, you don't even know who the buyer is yet, and then the next day some buyer comes across and goes, I've been looking for XYZ house, and I just saw that house. Product knowledge is key, or queen, it doesn't matter. Product knowledge is key, unlocks that door.
I put down 3 because I plan to go see 3 after this. So
Good.
If anyone want to join me, then we find
There you
3
go.
and go together.
There you go.
Like around here, College Park East, or like Los Alamitos, Rossmore. Yeah.
Good deal.
I'm gonna go find 3.
Good.
So I put 3.
Good. We love that, Nancy. Buyer broker agreements, 10. I think that deserves its own mastermind. Everybody has different feelings on buyer broker agreements, on how and when to get them. So I think that's something that we can focus on. But for sure, at the most appropriate time, I think, is the rule, and it's not a law, but it's a guide. It's what do you call it? Pacific West Association of Realtor.
It's a law now.
Oh, did they? Oh, I'm not saying not do it. I'm just saying at what point. At what point? Yeah, you absolutely want to get hired by our buyers, but at what point? Oh, hi, Wendy. Nice to meet you. Oh, hi, Philip. Can you sign my buyer broker agreement for 3%? That's not reality. So getting into a rhythm with reality with buyer broker agreements and meeting with buyers and showing them houses, I think will be an art in itself. But I am a non-exclusive buyer agency agreement. Like, you can choose not to work with me. I want to choose to work with you. You can choose to work with me. We can work together. I'm going to help you get your home. But if you choose to work with Joe, that's fine. Go ahead. I don't put anybody in an exclusive buyer broker agreement, because it goes 2 ways. Like I don't really want. I'm going to do the best I can. I don't want you to get mad at me if you think I need to do better. And at the same time, I want you to have flexibility and freedom. So that's how I run my business. So 3 months, it doesn't matter to me. 6 months, who cares? Like 1 month, the time frame doesn't matter. As long as they want to continue to renew with me. Oh, by the way, it's expired or it's expiring. How about we renew? We renew. Like my clients, they're fine. Yeah, send it to me, whatever. Like, it's kind of easy. It's back when we had COVID, we had to get a document signed for every single property. The same buyer 5 times on 5 houses. Like, one buyer broker agreement now for 3 months, it's actually easy. Not a big deal. But I also have an assistant that can actually send them out. So I know it does take time. So anyway, I think that can be a good mastermind. Let's see. So previewing property, buyer broker agreement, new listing is 10 points. Probably worth more. Probably the most important part of the business is that new listing. So let's hyper focus on where is that next new listing coming from. Hyper focus on that and harness that. And then we can have another meeting on all the listing checklist items that will generate your business from there. And then, list an expired listing. I thought you had a great idea sending your expired listing, that luxury portfolio. That's one good way of at least reaching out to expired listings, and then getting it would be awesome. Sending the referral through leading RE. We're not gonna focus there. It happens, great. Extend or relist a listing. Hopefully we sell it before we have to extend it, but it does happen. But right now, I think for a few years anyway, it's been for me 1 to 6 offers in 1 to 6 weeks on everything. Doesn't matter what price range or any, but that. So if we can think about what our ranges are when we're talking to our clients. Hey, Philip, how long is it going to take to sell the house? Well, I'm selling all my listings in 1 to 6 weeks with 1 to 6 offers. So if we lean the price on the higher side, it'll probably be closer to 6 weeks with 1 offer. If we go a little bit slower, we might get 6 offers. But the bottom line is you're never going to leave any money on the table. It's not first come, first serve. We're still going to get the most out of the marketplace, but we need to present the home in its best light. Presentation of the listing is the most important part of helping the client get the most money. So that's staging, we can go through that whole list because pictures and video last forever. And that's the basis or the foundation of advertising and marketing. So we want our pictures and video to be the best. And that is part of your listing presentation because they know what to do with a house. And so I think that you look good, you look sharp, you know your inventory, and you know how to prepare a home for sale. You'll get those listings. Those listings will generate more business, more listings, more buyers, more sellers. And then let's see, buyer lead database to Real Scout. So that's just saving a lead into your follow-up system with online email. So that's something that you probably do with all of your leads that you ask permission to put them on a. Would it be okay if I just set you up on an automatic email in this area? Or when you're talking with search criteria and a buyer or a seller, that is something that a lot of people do. I honestly, so many people use their phone and their internet, and they have their saved searches on Zillow and whatever. It's been so less important for me for probably 10 years to actually set somebody up on an automatic search because it's more of a phone call, it's more of an email, its inventory levels are really low. There's not a whole lot to look at, and I don't rely on an automatic email to sell a house. You have to pick up the phone. You have to talk to people. So we have to talk to people, develop relationships, and that is what sells houses. Now, drip and email and things, those are your BC, or they don't want to be bothered, or you don't have an ongoing dating relationship with every client, because that's what you end up having. Is the more clients that you can date, the more homes you're going to sell. And that's that focus of the 4 to 8 o'clock at night, get to all your dating calls. And or is it prospecting calls or cold calls or follow-up calls that, and I want you to, I can send a digital link to this handwritten Powerhouse, pipeline Powerhouse list, because that for me is a basic format of how I run my business. It just starts with a pipeline. And yes, I have a follow-up boss sales flow system, but I make all of my follow-up calls off of a spreadsheet. And then new escrow listing and a buyer. That's good. So I wanted to kind of number these for you. So we have previewing. Let's see. We're going to get to a new lead and a new buyer. So that's the 1 point. So that is the first step. New lead, new buyer. Next step, escrow, 2, or meaningful home showing department / previewing houses. That would be step 2, getting somebody into escrow. Step 3, opening an escrow is maybe with Coast City's escrow if you're using them. Western Resource Title is, I do use that title company. I utilize HLH escrow here in Seal Beach. Full disclosure, I'm a 25% shareholder in that company, just so you're aware of that. That's part of my disclosures, but I purchased that in 2019. And they're really good, so if you want to use them, go right ahead. I was able to lower fees and get rid of junk fees too. So, and then we have total control.
Your escrow officer.
Tracy King, yeah, Tracy King. And she works closely with Janique, with Western Resource Title. And if you call her, let her know I sent you.
Okay,
Hopefully she'll take extra care.
better.
Pre-approval with Homeowners First. I don't use Homeowners First, but I do have a dozen lenders. You can use whoever you want, referring. That's probably neither here nor there. An in-house TC, my TC does count.
Can you and with lenders, we all know a million of them. What do you said you have 12. When you have a go-to? Or
Well, it's hard because I was a loan officer from 1996 to 2003 before I came full-time here. And so I have relationships with 20 friends that are lenders, and I know a lot of lenders, and none of them are my lenders of choice. I just don't go there with the friends role. The one friend that I had, he I guess it was in the mid to late 2000s, passed away to cancer, and he had was getting out of the business and did some other things, and so he was my go-to for everything. Now I have a half a dozen favorites, but what I do is I ask, where are you at financially, Joe? Who do you bank with? Do you have a lender? Do you have a financial advisor? Where are you at in your world? Because I learned pushing a lender on somebody is not really a good thing. But I have lenders to talk to. I have lenders to compare with. And I add lenders to my list based on, you might have a lender that got you 5.5% with a really great loan program. And that sounds good, because with interest rates at 6 and 7% right now, we're back to a normal real estate market. So this is a really great real estate market. I am not in the camp of lowering interest rates. I'm just not. It's too low. You keep bringing interest rates down, you're causing more problems like they caused by lowering them that low to begin with. Especially in a low inventory market. You have low inventory, you have a 6% rate, that's a great rate. Historically speaking, it's a fantastic rate. But what happens when you take 6% to 3%, you just doubled the prices of the houses pretty much overnight. And then now they have to bring the rates up, and now you've doubled the price of the house without even raising the price of the home, right? So not too smart financial monetary policy, in my opinion. And I just consider myself Little Philip. I'm no scholar, but I have a clear mind, and I can think through and understand. If we keep 6% rates, there's other things that are happening that are very positive, because the senior citizen or the person who's saving their money, they actually get a little bit more interest income than they did before. Maybe not enough to outpace inflation right now, but maybe it is starting to get that way. So savings rate should be able to outpace inflation. That would be ideal. But at least they're not getting anything anymore, right? They're not losing ground, and it's not 0 or 1% savings rate, right? You can find a money market at 4 to 5% or CDs and different things that are safe. But that's a bigger segment of the population that needs interest income than a buyer right now, one and done, to buy a house. Because really all that's really happening with the threat of lowering interest rates is that the sellers are just holding out for more money anyway. You're not saving anything for anybody. You're not saving anything. Let the buyers and the sellers negotiate at 6%. Why? Because you're not overinflating the market. You're not increasing extra demand that artificially. You have a normal sales flow system, 30 to 60 days. That's a good real estate market. It's actually a great real estate market. So lowering the rates is going to kind of complicate it still. Sellers are just going to ask for more money, and the buyers are still going to push the prices up, and the payments are just going to do this anyway. So lowering the rate isn't solving anything. What I think is more important that would help everybody is to lower taxes. Because if you lower taxes, you can afford more rate. You can afford more payment. If you're lowering taxes, it helps everybody, for the buyers and non-buyers. You lower the tax burden. and spend the money wisely on a macro countrywide, because then everybody benefits. You can afford that 6% rate. The lenders then get 6% income. They have more money to lend. It's better to think about lowering taxes and have less wasteful spending than it is to lower interest rates to actually just put fuel on the fire that's going to just burn out and not be good. So anyway, that's my soapbox on that.
Well, I guess going back to the lender though, I just want to know, do you play matchmaker if they don't have a lender? Like, how do you?
Absolutely.
Like, how do you choose the lender you refer to?
Well, because when I ask them questions, then I'm finding out who are they banking with and things like that. And as I hear them communicate back to me, I think, well, this lender with U.S. Bank might be a good choice for you, or this lender that's a broker might be a better choice for you. And it's just as a matter of like, are they banking with Chase? Are they banking with BofA? Where are they banking? I like to ask them questions, and then it just starts to dawn on me who might be a better choice for them. Yeah. All the lenders, they're different. So brick and mortar, U.S. Bank might only have a small group of product, but at that moment might be the best product. A banker or a broker might have a group of products, but it might be better for the first-time home buyer or the city that's offering a discount for somebody who's real tight on money. So we need to know all of our lenders and all of their products. So this is the most important, just like it was 20 years ago, when we had higher rates but better prices or lower prices. Getting the best price on a house at the time is very important for our buyers. But now getting the cheapest money as well. So the best quality loan at the cheapest money. Not to lower rates for the cheapest money, but the cheapest money that's present in our market right now. Because some lenders are offering 7 and 8% interest rates for good quality buyers, and they might be taking that, and then others are getting it down to like 5.25%. So there's a big gap from lender to lender. There's a big gap from lender to lender. So we have to know our lenders, know their products, know their niche markets. And then once you talk in more detail to a buyer, you're going to understand what level or what direction you're going to take them. Make sense? Yeah. So let's see. Let's close this out. Give another agent an open house. So I've been, with 15 listings. They're all in different stages, from home preparation to on market. So I do have open house opportunities for people, and I'm giving them. So is everybody open to open house opportunities or any particular? Okay. So I'll put it out there. And I think I have like maybe 4 scheduled already for this weekend. But I'll look at our list and I'll reach out, and you guys email me a reminder that you're interested, and that'd be like raising your hand. Yeah. And if
I
there's
did 2 because I did your open house, right? I closed 2.
Yes, you got. See, yeah.
That was the one we did, Dwayne.
Yeah, the first time.
A Walnut.
Yeah. First open house, first people came in.
Because that's kind of like putting the for sale sign in the middle of the stream where all the fish are swimming. Like you got the open house sign, and you just have to catch those fish, right?
Yeah.
The homes that I've sold from holding someone's open house, the buyers were always people that had no intention that day of even looking at a home. They saw my sign, they saw my sign, decided to stop, fell in love with the house, and decided to buy ahead of their plan.
Mm-hmm. And it's never wasting time, because you put your signs out, your branding, your marketing. It's another layer of advertising. You could be making outreach calls if it's a slower open house. It only takes one visitor, and you want that one visitor. You want to set an appointment. We have to always be thinking about setting appointments. When we talk to people, what's the best way to reach you? When can we get back together? And it's really good to be able to set specific follow-ups. I'll get you that title report, or I'll send you those comps.
To another class, just talking about how to get an appointment from
an open house. Yes.
I mean, obviously, if they're selling, considering you go meet them before that, or
yeah.
What do you ask them?
And what is the appointment itself, unless it's to look at a house?
Yeah, we'll do an open house mastermind.
Yeah, I like open houses is that I get to meet people. Also, if it's like empty, like nobody's showing up, I can just pick up the phone and just call the expires and actually like set my next open house from an open house.
Yeah.
So
I know Fred always says if there's no one at the open house, make calls, but I'm always thinking, okay, I'm gonna be on the phone and it's a great conversation and then someone's gonna come in and I'm on the phone.
Wendy, it's just like this. Hey, I'm reaching out to you. I'm at an open house right now, so we might get interrupted, but I just wanted to say this, this, and this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, because then you're already setting the table and you're letting them know you're working.
Right.
And you're at an open house. Do you want to know about the open house? How about you come to? I actually set appointments at my open house, not even for the open house.
For other things.
For
other.
or just to get to meet you, and all the time I'm setting appointments from an open house after the open house, immediately after the open house. All the time. So I think it's just a matter of.
The appointment that you can make during the open house, like if you can make the appointment for your, like I've tried to always do a buyer's consultation. I always have, getting the appointment during the open house is the easiest. If you don't get it during the open house, then it's hard to get that appointment.
After the fact.
Like if you can actually get an appointment during the open house is the best way to do it, because doing it with follow-up is really difficult.
But what's the example of the appointment you set and get right after?
It's through conversation. So when we have a mastermind on it, but in general, so you have to have product knowledge. You have to know what's on the market. You have to know what's gonna be on the market, and through a conversation, you're building credibility and rapport, and then you're learning and you're listening. And if they're saying things that match product knowledge, then we're setting appointments. They can be buyers or sellers. Somebody describes something that they want to see, and you already know the showing instructions. You've already previewed it. You've been to the home. You know where the lockbox is. You know the access to the home, and it's in your area that you're doing an open house. You become an expert. You have a resume, a press release, a hot properties flyer, a notepad, a note card. You look good. You're dressed well. You're ready to go. You're going to help me, Joe. And you actually knew something that you can show me right afterwards. I have time. I'll meet you there. Gotcha. It's just becoming an expert. And they'll meet you.
So is that true now, or we can only do host open house for first team listings?
You can host anybody's open house.
So I called a couple of places and said that we can only give the open house to their own brokerage, like a couple people.
I think Caldwell does that. There is something with car or with.
Yeah, it's a new rule.
It's been there actually for a couple of years at least, where they don't recommend that that you have an outside broker hold your open house.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming, Rob.
And I don't know if it's in the listing agreement where the seller is agreeing that they'll allow that.
We'll wrap this up in 4 minutes here.
You
So.
still can, like almost all my.
I think it's actually just good practice, though, anyway, to stay with your brand. So if you're a first-team brand, stay with a first-team open house. That should be your focus anyway, because it's brand recognition. And if it's now a rule or a law, I agree with that, because it's also my policy. I would never let another broker agent hold my open house. But I would say if you want to join first team, I'll let you hold my open house. Right?
And I'll
So.
get points.
So and then I'm gonna get a referral point, and then I'm gonna give 5 points away. Absolutely, but it's brand recognition. That's the other point, and we need to talk about that too. Is that we are building a brand, and it was part of my email that I sent out, because I want you to think about your image, your brand, your reputation. These are the things that are really important that last forever, and it only takes one thing to ruin it. So we have to know what our brand is. So when we're doing our press release and we're preparing our marketing material, what is your brand? You have to look and feel your brand all the time. We're building a business and a brand and an image. Okay, so anyway, that'll be a whole nother thing that we can do. But I have some planning to do here. So, and then one-off weeks, so door knocking and making phone calls. You know, I actually feel like that should just be 1 point per, that they're only given 10 points for doing 50 and 50. I might talk to them about that. But I think it's important that you do some door knocking. It could be a little bit scary, but if you take an open house opportunity, knock a few doors down and a few doors down, just simple, you know, that way it's, I'm doing open house, hey, yeah, want to come visit me. Start a conversation, you know. Little things like that. You can also target farm areas and things like that. But for the most part, it's good to knock on some doors, and certainly you make those calls. And if it's for the whole week, 50 doors and 50 phone calls, I think we'll all get 10 points. I'll try to get that to 100 points, you know, because it's worth more money. I mean, it's worth more points, but that's an important activity. And then have a lead conversation showing a viewing agent. So you pick up 1 point if you actually are having the conversation, if you can get into the door. Holding an open house is 5 points, which actually is, we just finished talking about how important that is to build our business. And then you do a buyer consultation and a listing appointment. And those could actually be, you know, sporadic. Like, you don't have to have a buyer consultation booked in the office. You can have a buyer consultation over the phone. You can have a buyer consultation at an open house. We need to have a consultation, you know, and that should be a whole nother meeting as well, is like focusing on what is a buyer consultation, what is a listing appointment for each of us, because they're not all going to be exactly the same. But we can hone into best practices, hone into really what works for me, what works for you, you know, what works for first team, you know, as agents, and what I think is the most important part that a seller is considering when they're hiring somebody. Okay, and then let's not cancel escrow, let's not miss any sales appointments, and let's not lose any listings. So we don't have to worry about those minus points.
Yeah.
Any final questions for me?
No, should I turn it in?
We still have Saturday and Sunday.
You still have
We're turning. Hang on to that in case you're adding more points. Yeah, and then we're going to turn it in Tuesday morning.
Oh.
When you show up for your next 5 points.
What about the resume? When are we going to work on the resume?
So it's a week thing.
You have to work on it today.
Today?
Actually, I think homework assignment needs to be everybody has their resume by Tuesday. Like, for not later than Friday, but I think that people should have their resume by Tuesday. And if you don't have a resume by Tuesday, then maybe we're meeting, or if you have questions between now and then, I can help.
Is your resume just like a one-page thing, or like an actual resume?
I can give you guys samples from my office.
Okay.
And then we can have a resume meeting and share it. Okay.
Okay.
I didn't do that Alice trifold. Does that count, or you know that little trifold?
That trifold. I mean, to be honest, that's like a point of purchase display for air conditioning company. Like I think a resume needs to be beefier than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, send your example.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you agree?
This one, definitely.
Thanks.
You know what, guys, today is Friday. Our big show is always the weekend, right? And we just heard from Philip that we should all walk out of here with
Motivated.
energy
I feel
and
very
motivation.
motivated. I feel so motivated.
I was motivated the minute I know I was on your team.
What I took out of
I thank
all
you for
of
being
this,
on.
he said so much, right? But what I took out of this is that we always got to be in that narrow mind frame, you know, our next appointment, what are we going to do with this opportunity? And we got to change our thinking, because I find myself in open houses and it's great, they go great. I'm seeing myself as a host. I'm not a darn host. I'm in there to get an appointment, right? So our thinking should be different. So I'm really great. It was Friday. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks, you guys. And I'm having fun.
Just give this to Philip. This is his marker.
Oh, thanks, you guys.
Hello. Oh, how do we do this?
Cynthia, if you want to stop in, I'll give you a copy.
Me too.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can we start like 9:30?
I know I missed for 20.
Oh, you have to drop the kids off, right?
Yeah.
Let me talk to Fred about that. She wants to start at 9:30. I think we could probably do that. We could probably do 9:30. We could probably do 9:30.
All right, I don't want to miss anything, you know.
Philip, I'm in a stage where I'm trying to figure out how many leads a month I should need to reach my goal. So if we
What's the goal?
I want to do like maybe 4 transactions a year,
4?
4 or 5.
That's hard to only do 4. You need to do 20. The goal. Are you full time?
No, I'm not.
Oh.
That's why I still.
Well, we'll have to talk more about that. Yeah. It's harder to do fewer transactions than more transactions. You know, to only do 4 a year, like that's harder than 20. So, hey guys, hey, what's up?
I miss being in this office.
What, oh,
Remember I was with Chase?
oh, that's
Remember when I
right.
first-
That's
I
right.
was with Chase and I was like, I gotta go on my own.
Here, let's so we should have some resume packets right here. So, like this particular one. Let's see. This was a listing. So we have like this is a first team listing packet. Let's see. This is my current press release. You can have that. Are we all? Yeah, let's grab some resumes. So here, like this has a 2024 year review. I'm gonna give you this whole packet. Hey, Tina, can you help me prepare like some my resume? Do we have resumes? Can you look at these and see if they're? What I can do is I can put together a few of these, and you guys can come back and pick them up because I don't have them all. It's all right here. But then like I put out these magazines now. They're monthly magazines that show the production on a quarter-to-quarter basis. And so I use that. So it's kind of like the hot properties flyer, just expanding. Yeah. So we want to have an individual press release. Now I actually had one featured in the Orange County Register, so I'm able to use that now. You can publish it in a magazine. You can, there's a lot of things, but we'll just start with a paragraph of why First Team loves you as their real estate agent, right? A business card and notepad. And then the First Team's hot properties flyer, which I now grow into like the last year's featured listings, and then my current properties go inside that as a fold. And so then you can build on this and put it into a folder, and then that way when you go and meet with somebody, you have a nice presentation of marketing of your marketing or First Team's marketing with a little resume, a business card, right?
Your resume's not on here, right?
And then this is the First Team listing presentation that you can I just printed off the website, and then now you have something that's tangible. So you stack these up and keep them in your card, and then when you're ready to go to a listing appointment, you have your listing contract in here too.
So whether it's a buyer or seller?
There you go, Cynthia.
Yeah.
Well, this packet is the resume.
Oh, okay.
So and read the press release, because the press release is what's telling the customer about me. So technically this is the resume, but it's in the form of a press release.
Okay, got it. Okay.
A third person talking about you.
Okay.
So my first one was just a paragraph on letterhead, and that's where you can start. And then we can add photos. We can add other things to it.
Do you have an example of your first resumes?
No, but I can help you with that. I'm going to go to a home inspection right now. I'm gonna go hit a summary report. I'm going to prepare more of these, and I'll have them ready for you guys. Or Tina, if you want to, you can probably put a few of these. Oh, here, you know what, you guys? Why don't you grab? That's okay. These are samples of just just my resume, my press release.
Maybe she can email us. So that
Yeah.
we don't need a folder.
But then you want to build from that. So write up your own individual story about yourself. Bullet point it out, okay? And then we can all come together with writing a whole press release for each of you, okay?
Is it like a bio?
It's similar to a bio. Why should somebody work with you? Answer that question. What is your history? What is your resume? Why would I want to hire you? Right? Read mine.
Okay.
And then think about yours, and write some ideas down. Why are you such a good real estate agent? Where did you come from? Why did your background help you be good at what you do today? First Team Real Estate was proud to have Philip become their team of agents because he came from his father's maintenance company. He came from his Uncle Hank was the original broker here in Rossmore. He comes from a family of investing and real estate sales and maintenance. He's spent got a small business degree at with Long Beach State. Went to mortgages from 1996 to 2003. As a mortgage loan officer, he learned how to type, financial, conversations into wealth. Took that step to becoming a full-time real estate agent, like he always wanted to be, like his Uncle Hank, which was a local broker. So there's this background that brings you through this journey. So you want to find that journey that brought you to the real estate agent today, that why you can help, them with their real estate. That's the idea. And First Team's proud to have you among their team of agents.
Thank you, Philip. Thank you.
Okay? All right, thanks. Okay, you guys, we'll see you next week for sure. Okay. All right, I'll get rid of this. Well, that was fun. I got to run to my home inspection.
You do.
Okay.
Kind of heads up, they got bees at Foster.
Oh, there's bees?
There's bees, pretty bad.
That was a lot of fun today, talking with the agents. Didn't really know what to expect, but kind of had a lot of fun talking with everybody and getting to know a little bit more about them and their business and mapping out their journey here this last quarter and with this contest. So hopefully I can help some of the people out there and online, and we can all eventually just chart our production. Is kind of like the idea is being able to kind of grow your business over time in sales volume, and that's what I'm looking to do, and continue to improve on production. So when I gesture like this is what I mean, the increasing of the production pipeline, and that's just how real estate works. So anyway, I appreciate you joining, and we'll look forward to seeing how this continues.